All right, let's talk about reckonings, shall we? Because we're going to go over a lot tonight. COVID, military stuff, there's going to be a lot of things. But let's just set this up with why we need one. Because this could be something that is hard for us on the right. It traditionally has been very, very difficult for us on the right. The right, probably you, probably me, if I'm being honest, at least in the past, we've seen ourselves as being kind of the adults, right? You have these rabid little Democrat commie children. They're always going crazy and trying to ruin things. Let's get things cleaned up, get the kids calmed down. Let's restore order and get everything calmed down. But this is the problem, you see. That mentality doesn't work when you're dealing with people who don't want peace at all. They have no desire for peace. That's something you want. You want to live peacefully with your fellow man. You want things to calm down. You want the fighting to stop. That's not how they look at anything. They want to fight about everything at all times because here's what you are. You have this magnificent country you've inherited. I've inherited. Our ancestors, our forefathers gave us this wonderful free country. So think of it like a big, beautiful stone statue. Right? George Washington. There's a big, beautiful stone statue of George Washington. You like it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful statue. You want it to remain. They want to tear it down. And they will chip away at it, blow it up if they can. They are constantly finding ways to attack it. So that means we have to fight. And when it comes to things like reckonings, we get uncomfortable because it almost sounds like vengeance. And then because the right tends to be more Christian-based, we think, well, is that biblical? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Stop. We're not talking about revenge. We're not. Well, maybe you are, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about something critical. We're talking about justice. In this country, justice seems to only go one of two directions. Either it goes to the right. Oh, wait a minute, did I do that wrong on the screen? Whatever. It either goes to the right against Republicans or it goes down against people who don't have any significant power whatsoever. The real justice in this country never seems to go left. It never seems to go after Democrats, and it sure never seems to go after the powerful ones. It never seems to go up. It doesn't go left, and it doesn't go up. We have to change that in this country. To be in power, in government, you should be subject to the most severe punishments in this country. The most severe punishments in this country should actually not be reserved for gangbangers. And it's not that I'm a fan of gangbangers or anything like that. The most severe punishments in this country should be reserved for people who take power, who hold a position of power in the government, and then abuse the people with that position of power. And traditionally, nations in the past have known that's how it has to be. It should be the norm. You realize it should be the norm that you wake up in the morning and you pull up your phone and there's there's another federal employee going to prison. Hey, this guy in the IRS is going to prison. I heard the FBI agent's going on trial next week. That should be the norm. Have you ever seen a headline like that? No. And that's why a reckoning is so important. It is not about revenge. We have to turn this around. The people who occupy these positions of power in government, they have to know that someone will come for them if they do wrong, that justice, the legal system, will come for them if they do wrong. And right now, they think they're untouchable. And to be honest, to this point, they have been untouchable. You remember Kevin Kleinsmith? FBI lawyer Kevin Kleinsmith? He lied on a document so the FBI could continue to spy, to violate the civil liberties of an American citizen. He used his position of power to lie so the secret police agency could spy on American citizens. Not only did he not go to prison, he didn't even get disbarred. He's still practicing law to this day. Now, Kevin Kleinsmith aside, every single other FBI agent, I think there's like 35,000 of them, which is really sad, I should note. Every single other person who has that power in the FBI, has that fancy FBI badge. What do they think when they look at Kevin Kleinsmith committing black and white crimes and he gets off with nothing? What do they think? Well, I'll tell you right now what they think. They think, I can do whatever I want. As long as I'm serving the system properly, I can take my power and use my power any way I want. So no, if you're at the CDC and you lied about COVID, no, I do not think you should be fired. I think you should go to prison. If you're in the United States military and you've used your position in the United States military to enrich yourself, to turn things into some commie, disgusting force, I think that you should be court-martialed, dishonorably discharged. Mark Milley should be recalled and court-martialed. He should. And many others should. Everyone responsible for that Afghanistan disaster, the international embarrassment. If they're still in, court-martial them. If they're not, recall them and court-martial them. This may sound like revenge or something. It may sound mean. I don't like this. I need to live in peace. No, you don't understand. These people took power, and for 4 years, and it's been longer than 4 years, but we'll just use the Biden presidency. For 4 years, these people have used their positions of power in the most evil ways you can possibly use positions of power. Never to serve the country, only to serve themselves, reward themselves, and punish their political enemies. That's how they've used power. And the people who did that must be punished. Punishment is necessary. Without punishment, you cannot preserve and protect a free society. And so that's why we talk so much about a reckoning, about making sure the people who did these crimes, who did these things, to make sure they are being held to account. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I am right. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.